George North rounded off week 3 of the Aviva Premiership with the new season's 100th try, and with it another weekend of incredible rugby. Some amazing results up and down the table to keep the interest in the 2014-15 campaign extremely high and just confirm what a great competition the Premiership is. The weekend's action began at Kingsholm, where erratic Gloucester faced up to West Country rivals Exeter Chiefs. The sin-binning of Ian Whitten led to 2 quick tries for the Cherry and Whites, a splendid individual effort from Johnny May, and the rumble by the pack giving the host the early advantage. But Gareth Steenson's kicking kept Exeter in the hunt, and a great team try finished off by Ben White helped give the visitors a 22-12 lead at half-time. Matt Kvesic spent 10 minutes in the bin after the break, with Henry Slade extending the lead, but the visitors didn't take any further advantage of the extra man. Instead, Gloucester surged back into the game with Sione Kalamafoni touching down. A James Hook conversion and penalty brought the scores to within 3, but the Chiefs held on to win the West Country bragging rights.
Yeah, very physical game. It's always a physical game, you know, it's a bit of a derby game, you know, and we're just delighted to come out on top, and something we've been talking about is bringing physicality to our game, and we got it tonight, and obviously very pleased to come away just with a narrow win.
Week 3 in lesson number 3 for London Welsh as they were turned over by Sale at the AJ Bell Stadium. Tom Arscott crossed after just 2 minutes to the home side, but it wasn't a landslide first half, with the score 15-3 at the break, and Nick Reynolds got a try for the visitors on 56 minutes to narrow the lead to 18-8. But that was the end of the positives for Welsh as they shipped 4 tries in 15 minutes. Arscott completed a hat-trick while Tom Brady and Luke McLean also crossed to pile on the misery for the Exiles and send Justin Burnell back to the drawing board. 2 clubs with contrasting fortunes in week 2 met at the Stoop as Harlequins looked to get back on track against Wasps following their big loss to Saracens the week before. Wasps started as they left off against Saints the previous week, flanker Guy Thompson scoring in the opening quarter, with the rest of the half turning into a kicking duel between Ben Botica and Andy Good. Good missed a straightforward kick in that period, but his side led 13-9 at the break. Quins came out with renewed belief in the second half and, combined with some Wasps errors, took control of the game. Chris Robshaw awarded a try by the TMO after Christian Wade failed to touch down in goal. A penalty try 7 minutes later saw Kiernan Miles sent to the bin, and the visiting misery was compounded by a Danny Kerr drop goal to give Quins a 13-point buffer with just over a quarter of the game to go. But the Wasps were stung into action. Tom Varndell and Thomas Young dragging the visitors back into the game, but 2 missed conversions by Good turned out to be costly as Quins held out to get themselves the win. No one expected London Irish to get much from a game against the mighty Saracens at the Madejski Stadium, but despite a good start by the visitors, the 2011 champions got an almighty scare from Brian Smith's side. Centre Tim Strether crossed for Sarries in the first minute of the game, but after Owen Farrell had given the visitors a 10-0 lead on 10 minutes, Irish responded. Some brilliant team rugby stretching Saracens before Blair Cowan's excellent line had the Kiwi crossing the whitewash almost immediately. The rest of the half was a seesawing carnage of scoring by both sides. Richard Wigglesworth's try sandwiched between 2 Farrell kicks. Then birthday boy Alex Lewington crossing twice for the Exiles before Farrell rounded off the half with his 3rd penalty. Sarries held a 23-19 advantage at the interval, but Irish took control after the break, with Lewington sealing a brilliant hat-trick and the boot of Shane Geraghty giving Irish a 32-29 advantage in the dying moments. But Irish hearts were broken at the death when Billy Vunipola was rumbled over to keep Saracens unbeaten and Mark McCall happy. Old enemies Bath and Leicester faced off at the Rec with both sides unbeaten, so something had to give, especially with the visitors' many injury woes, compounded by the late withdrawal of both centres, Anthony Allen and Manu Tuilagi. And Bath, prompted by the imperious George Ford, put on a near perfect display to totally outplay and outshine their old rivals. Tamisa Rokandunguni opened the scoring with the first try, while Ford kept the scoreboard ticking over with the boot. Jonathan Joseph scooted over for try number 2 as the home number 10 added a penalty and a drop goal to make it 23-0 at half-time. More of the same after the break, except better from Bath. Tigers with plenty of pressure, but then Carl Eastman converted one of the tries of the season. A 15-man end-to-end score that will see the West Country outfit looking forward to those trips to Sarries and Newcastle as the weather draws in. A Ford kick provided Ollie Woodburn with the bonus point try, but the hosts were not finished. Another end-to-end score, this time for Peter Stringer to finish, put the icing on the cake in a record victory over Tigers for Mike Ford's side.
Yeah, I'm glad for the fans. I think they've been really good. You know, the ground's been extended, another couple of thousand in there, so it's a record crowd today for them. And we want to play the Bath way. I keep saying it. That's not just keep chucking it about. It's a balanced game as well. So I'm pleased for them that this. I mean, I would have loved to be a fan today because I thought from the Bath point of view it was great.
The final match of the round saw Newcastle entertain a wounded Northampton side. The Saints had been upset at Wasps the previous week, while the Falcons, with just one bonus point, were looking for their first win of the season. The writing seemed on the wall when Will Hooley crossed on 3 minutes for the visitors, and when Ali Hogg was sent to the sin bin, 2 penalties and a well-worked Alex Waller try put Saints in the driving seat. Newcastle got on the board through a Juan Pablo Sochino penalty, but some more bullocking Samu Manoa running helped put Ken Peasy in for try number 3, and a surely unassailable half-time lead of 28-3. Falcons were much better in the second half and finally crossed the whitewash after a quick tap put Noah Cato away. But they were never going to catch Saints, who were intent on the try bonus point. And it was George North with his 4th try of the season that sealed that point and a 35-10 win. So, just 2 sides still unbeaten. Bath, who climbed to the top with a near-perfect record, followed closely by Sarries, who came through a scare from London Irish. Saints and Chiefs round out the top 4 as they get their seasons back on track with wins away from home. Leicester take a dive, but Quins and Sale move up to Champions Cup positions, the latter with their first win of the season. Irish Wasps and Gloucester also fall with 1 win each to their name, while the cellar dwellers are Newcastle and London Welsh. So another amazing week of Premiership action, 2 more hat-tricks, the 100th try already, Tigers humbled by Bath, Exeter win at the mighty King's Home, Irish go the distance with Sarries, Quins bounce back, Sale are off the mark, but where will Newcastle and Welsh get a win? Who knows what will happen next week, but to catch up on everything that has gone before, log on to premiershiprugby.com for all the full match replays, highlights, interviews and features, or subscribe to the official Aviva Premiership Rugby YouTube channel.